You need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here. Yeah, looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. We need more dogs.
What do you got in the Titans, Jay?
All right, you were telling me the other day you were higher on them than you thought, so I'm gonna come out and say I like where this team is heading. I don't hate the Callahan hire, and I think this is a building year for them. I like a lot of what they're doing. I don't think they're there yet. I don't see this team winning a whole lot of football games, but I see this team sitting there at the end of the year being like, we got something here to build on and a lot of hope going into next year.
I'm conflicted about this team because I look at the trenches and I say this team's going to win some games.
Yeah, so Skaronsi, you have Cushionberry, Kevin Zeitler, J.C. Latham. You're going to have a good offensive line here.
And D-line. Like they're their starting O and D lines are pretty stacked up in a powerful way. These units are going to be able to move people.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they're putting a couple Band-Aids at the wide receiver position right now.
Big Band-Aids.
Tony Pollard's fine, but I don't see him as a game changer. I think Cam Ward, his style of play.
That's the thing I'm most interested in.
Yeah, he played a lot in college. 2 years in Incarnate Word in San Antonio, goes to Washington State for 2 years, goes to Miami and absolutely explodes. But I mean,
he plays like a madman.
He plays like a madman, and he plays so slow, or the game looks slow whenever he has the ball in his hands.
He's like Bryce Young with more arm talent and 3 extra inches.
Yes. And so I'm excited to see what he does. And like I said, I'm sitting here being like, if I could bet futures, like give me the over for 2026 right now.
See, I think I'm over 5.5 this year. Like I'm not going over like 7, but like I think they can get 6.
Yeah, I mean, this team reminds me a lot of whenever Vrabel was still here. Honestly, I mean, I think they're going to be a physical football team. They're going to try to get in low-scoring games. I mean, they're going to go out there and they're going to try to beat you 13-10. If they can slow you down to play their pace, they're going to be dangerous. But if a team goes out there and gets on them early, I just don't see where they keep up on the offense. If they give up a couple big plays early, they find themselves down 14-0, 17-3, early first, second quarter, something like that. I don't know how they stay in a game.
It's going to have to be Cam Ward hero ball.
Yeah, and as much as I love Cam Ward, I mean, Calvin Ridley, I guess he's fine, but I mean, he's definitely not the player they signed him to be as of right now.
I will say this, like Calvin Ridley had one of the deepest depths of targets last year because like it was just like bomb it to Calvin Ridley because Will Levis couldn't do anything else.
Yeah, Mayo boy. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see what the dynamic looks like. And if Calvin Ridley can be what they're paying Calvin Ridley to be, then I might have a change of heart here. But I mean,
I don't think he's be what he was in Atlanta again,
yeah.
But like I think he can be more than he was last year.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, Tony Pollard's fine, I guess. Tajay Spears is fine. Neither one of them scare me.
And with this O-line's run blocking, I don't even really care that much about the running backs, frankly.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to be able to rip open some holes.
Yeah. Chiggy Okonkwo, I think he's might be one of the most talented young guys in the league. Or I don't even know if you can call him a young guy anymore. What is this year for? Want to see him take a step, especially with a rookie quarterback. I think we could see a breakout year for that young tight end. Tyler Lockett, I mean, he's going to be fine for you. I think he's going to be a great safety blanket for you.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I mean, Traylon Burks, what a disappointment he's been so far. Hopefully they can see anything from this guy. Yeah, next AJ Brown. So hopefully they can get something out of Traylon Burks. Van Jefferson, I mean, he's been in the league for a long time. I mean, he can bring maybe
sacrificial X type, like
yeah. So I mean, like I said, I mean, I think we're gonna get to the end of the year. They're going to lose a lot of football games, but you're going to see it.
Something that, I'd never really put much consideration into until last year with watching Caleb Williams as a Bears fan was like, they needed a vet quarterback in the room.
Yeah.
They needed someone because the CBA puts limits on the amount of contact players and coaches can have, right? So when a rookie quarterback goes home after practice and has questions about watching film,
who does he talk to?
He needs someone to talk to. Yeah. Is he going to be talking to Will Levis? Is that a good plan?
Brandon Allen's been in the league for a while.
Brandon Allen has, but I don't know. I feel like the Bears signed Case Keenum this year. That is the ideal move, right?
But who's to say Brandon Allen isn't that type of guy? Just because he's not a great football player.
It's probably why he's in the league, frankly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That type of guy.
So yeah, Brandon Allen could be that. I mean,
you're right. He could be, but I don't know. I feel
like I want something speculation.
A little more there. Yeah. Whereas with Case Keenum, it's like I know why Case Keenum's there.
If they would have gone out and got a Joe Flacco or something, you're like, okay. Yeah.
Now the O-line, Dan Moore, they paid a ton for this guy. He's not worth the money they gave him. But you know what? He's a floor setter for your left tackle spot.
He's a floor setter for your left tackle. And was Skoronski playing guard before, or did they push him in?
He was always playing guard. He's been underwhelming, frankly.
Yeah.
But he's still a good football player. Like, he's just not the all-pro he was billed to be, or even maybe the Pro Bowler. But he's a good guard. Cushenberry, similarly, a good center. He's nothing special, but he's good. Zeitler is still a very good guard. And J.C. Latham, you're moving him from left to right now. He was a right tackle for most of college. This is ideal for him. I think he can be a difference-making right tackle for you.
Yeah. And, I think they're doing it the right way. They're going to protect Cam Ward. He's going to have his ups and downs. I think he's going to look like a rookie. I don't expect to see a big explosion like we've seen some rookies in the past. But I think he's going to play good football. He's not going to turn the ball over. And Titans fans are going to be excited for the future.
I can't say enough about the right side of this O-line becoming what it is now. Last year, those were turnstiles. Yeah. You are going from two of the worst starters in the league at those two spots last year to two above average guys in my mind. And that has to matter.
Yeah.
Now, defensively, this is where I get more pause with this team. I love their starting trenches.
Yeah.
I love their rookie edge rusher, Oluwafemi Oladejo, who doesn't have to start this year. He needs some development too, so that works out. But behind that, this is rough depth.
They got some big boys up in the middle.
They do, but I just don't know if they're any good.
Jeffery Simmons is good.
Do you know who Philip Bladee is?
Oh yeah. Oh, Philip.
Carlos Watkins, James Lynch.
DeAndre
Coburn's an okay name for the backup nose tackle, but I don't know. I really like their five guys on the D line to start with Sebastian Joseph Day, Tavondre Sweat, Jeff Simmons, Draymond Jones, and Arden Key, and Oluwafemi Oladejo. I just have some questions about that interior depth,
that rotation,
what you have behind Sweat and Simmons.
Why don't you break down these linebackers for us? I know you've been grinding the film on them.
Yeah, the linebackers. Cody Barton's actually a solid player, and Cedric Gray, he had some hype a year ago, 2 years ago, coming out of the draft, but I can't tell you anything about Otis Reese. He sounds like he makes cookies and sells them at the supermarket or something.
Otis Reese the fourth.
Yeah, it's like Famous Amos right there. Yeah, linebackers are my blind spot. I'm learning that today.
Yeah.
Now the saving grace on this defense, to me, besides the D line, they have some star talent in the secondary.
Yeah, they have two really good safeties. L'Jarius Sneed's one of the best corners in the league.
Barely played last year. Only played 4 games because of injuries. And some of those are, big asterisks because he might have been playing through an injury.
Yeah. And then Jarvis Brownlee, he's been playing well.
Yeah, a rookie last year who stepped in and showed some flashes. Now, I'm worried about counting on him this year, but I'm still excited about his potential,
Yeah, but having
Roger McCreary's been one of the better nickels in the league for years.
Yeah, and then having Hooker and Woods there at safety, always helps out the corners a little bit.
And Kevin Winston Jr., this defense is fun. They're going to get more exotic with it. And Kevin Winston Jr. is a fun player to throw into that because he is just a freakishly tall, long, fast player.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot to like in that defensive back room. They actually, like you said, a little bit of depth there. So, all in all, I mean, I think they're not going to win a lot of games.
I just think they're going to exceed everyone's expectations. And I think everyone has them pinned as a top 5 pick next year.
Can you exceed expectations and still not win? Because I agree with you that they'll. I think they'll look. I think they'll look good. I think they'll just lose games.
I mean, according to Vegas, 5.5 has to be one of the lowest win totals in the league.
Yeah, and I mean, could I see them winning 6 or 7 games? Absolutely. Like I said, there's good. Everybody plays about 5 to 7 toss-up games a year, and it's how you perform in those games basically make or break your win total. And so they absolutely can.
Like the Giants are at 5.5. The Jets are at 5.5. The Saints are at 5.5.
Yeah.
Like, I think this team is better than those teams.
I do too. But I could also see scenarios where those teams, you look at some of the guys they have and you're like, okay, well, I could see this happening or I could see that happening. To where here, I mean, they have to win their way. Where the Giants, Malik Neighbors can just fucking go off any given week. The Saints have a Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara that could absolutely explode and win you a football game.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of Cam Ward playing incredible football, who on this offense is going out there and winning you a game? The offensive line?
No one. This is a team who is going to beat bad teams and not beat good teams. Like, that's the way I see it.
Not a lot of bad teams in the NFL.
I mean, roughly like a third of them kind of have to be, don't they?
Well, what do you mean by bad? I mean,
teams who are lacking in the trenches will lose to this team.
In theory.
I believe that this team will beat up a team who has a poor D-line or a poor O-line, and they will, like last year, they should have beaten multiple teams, and then Will Levis, like, they probably lost 3 games because of Will Levis's fourth quarter antics.
Absolutely. So, okay, looking at 5 wins, do you think they can? What do you think they go in the division? I think 2-4, 3-3 seems.
I'd say 2-4 seems fair.
Yeah,
maybe, 2-4.
I would have to look at their schedule too. Do we have their schedule?
I can pull it up right now.
Yeah, because I mean I think that has a lot to do with it too. Obviously.
So they're at Denver to open, then against the Rams.
Oh.
So I'd say 0-2 there. I'd say they beat Indy at home, week 3.
Yeah.
Lose in Houston.
Yeah.
Then they got Arizona. They're in Arizona.
Arizona's gonna be tough.
At Vegas.
I think Vegas is gonna be frisky.
At home against New England. I'll give them their second win at home against New England.
I like New England this year. Vrabel, you think they beat Vrabel?
I do. At home, I think they do.
Oh man, I think Vrabel's gonna. That might be my lock of the year. I think
the Patriots are still lacking quite a bit on their O-line, and I just think it's going to be a real struggle.
Yeah, but it's Vrabel.
In fact, mark it down. That's Cam Ward's coming out game.
Oh,
that's the game where Cam Ward goes nuts.
That might be the feud of the century between the two of us because I think I love New England that game.
Lock it in. Feud of the century. Subject to terms and conditions is how the first 6 weeks of the year go. But anyways, then at Indy, I'll say they split that. At home against the Chargers.
I like the Chargers there.
I mean, the Titans there.
They play similar. I mean, they might have the better quarterback in that game.
I'd give them a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's one of their 50-50 games. Absolutely.
Okay, so let's call it 2.5. Then at home against Houston. At home against Seattle, I'll give them Seattle, so that's 3.5.
I'll give Seattle another 50-50 there.
Yeah. At home against Jacksonville, I'll give them that one. So that's 4.5 for me. At Cleveland, I'll give them that.
Cleveland.
That's 5.5. At San Fran, I don't see them winning back-to-back on the road, no matter what I think of San Fran there. I think San Fran's good enough. At home against KC, at
man.
home against New Orleans. That gets me a 6.5. Then at Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving them some games I wouldn't give them, but like I said, I think 5 to 7 toss-up games. We'll have to just see how they perform in those.
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good line here. I would probably lean the under, but like I've been saying the whole time, I'm excited about this team going forward, and I think they're going to exceed expectations and lose games. Which, if you're a fan of an NFL team, that might be the best way to lose games, if we're being honest.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to be picking 9th or 10th next year.
I mean, would you,
is where my head's at.
as an NFL fan, would you rather look at the end of the season being like, oh man, we were one game out of the playoffs and pick like 13 or 14, or have a top 7 pick and being like, okay, well, we lost 4 games that we should have won. We look really good. We know we have our quarterback of the future, and we're about to get a top 7 pick.
Frankly, I do think this team wins at least 6 games last year. They have someone not named Will Levis, a competent quarterback in there.
Yeah, but that, I mean, I didn't realize how tough their schedule was. I might be more confident in the under after you read the schedule.
Yeah, it's fairly tough.